Hello again. I am here today because I just wanted to show you, I finished another sweater. This is in Junction Fiber Mills LITE yarn. It's really beautiful. Beautiful colors. This is in the clearing, and this is just their natural. But I have decided that what I'd like to do is add a 1x1 rib to the top edge of the neck. And so what I've already done is I've gone around and picked up stitches. And so here's this I-cord edge. And I basically went through, if there are the 3 stitches that go over for the I-cord, I went through the second stitch, through both of the loops to pick up these stitches. I picked up 5 stitches from the button band. Then I skipped the lateral braid, and then I continued picking up stitches. I counted, I believe I have 107 stitches in between the button band edges. So again, on this side, I have 5 more stitches here. And skip the lateral braid again. And then picked up. Then I went ahead, I'm sorry, I have a bit of a cold here, and I put markers in by the center of the sleeve here. So that section from the center of the sleeve, I went in and placed markers right after the short row shape here, and right here, right before this short row shape starts. And what I think I'm going to do is decrease by 2 stitches on either end of this. So I've picked up 1 row. I'm going to go back and do a 1x1 rib. Then when I come back again, I'm going to do a knit 2 together here and a slip knit here. So knit 2 together. Oh, actually, I think what I'm going to do is probably go knit 2 together, knit 1, slip knit, and then I'll do that over here too. So it's mirrored. And then I'll knit another row and probably do that decrease 1 more time. So I lose a total of 16 stitches over the neck. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and see how I like it. And I'll come back and show you. I also think what I want to do here is decrease, so I get, instead of this going straight up, I think I'd like it to curve just a little bit like this. So like, what do they call that? Like a mandarin collar. But we'll see how it looks, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back now, and I have gone ahead and done those decreases and added the neck trim to my sweater. If you were paying close attention before, I mentioned doing a knit 2 together and then knitting 1 and then knitting 2 together again. That didn't quite work out, so I ripped that out, and what I ended up doing was every time I got to the stitch marker, I used that as my center point, and I knit 2 together on one side of the marker, and I basically knit 2 together on the other side of the marker, except that I had to continually change what I was doing. So if I was doing a knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, and was about to knit the next stitch, I would knit 2 together. Then the next 2 I would purl 2 together. So I kept the pattern of the knit purls running all the way around. And likewise, if I was coming around and going knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, and the next one was a purl before the marker, 2 stitches before the marker, I would do a purl 2 and then a knit 2 immediately after that. So I ended up doing 4 decreases for a total of 32 stitches. And let's see, and so I only did decreases on the right side facing rows. So as I would go around, first you pick up your stitches, then you come back, and then you do your first decrease round. and then you come back, and then you do another decrease round. I also did a very subtle decrease here, just to give this a little bit of a curve right here on the edge, so that when these go together, it creates just a little bit of a nice soft rounded area right there. The sweater actually fits beautifully. Let's see if you could see this a little bit better if I stretch this out. So you can see on either side there where the center of the sleeve is and where that decrease is happening. And it looks a little bit messy. I think I could probably do this a little bit nicer the next time, or there's probably other ways to do this. I kept fussing with how I was doing it, whether I was purling 2 through the back loop or knitting 2 through the back loop or the front loop. So what I'm going to do is put in the notes underneath here what the instructions are to achieve this. I still feel like I'm not entirely done yet because I kind of don't love the transition. And you know, you can pick up and do anything here, but I think what I'd like to do is one more lateral braid. I feel like it needs something, especially here. I feel like it wants a lateral braid to really kind of separate this neck area from the rest of the body of the sweater. So I'm going to go in and add a detail like that around here. And I'll come back and I'll show you what that looks like too. So there you have that. And again, the fit is actually really, really beautiful on. I'll have to get some photos of this on so you can see. But there we have it. And I'm back. And I did go ahead and add a lateral braid. I'm going around the neckline, and I think that looks really beautiful. I think it really kind of delineates the top of the sweater and separates that trim from the main body. So you can see again, that's what that looks like versus over here where I haven't done it yet. You can decide for yourself if that's something you'd like to do. And I can just show you what I decided, how I decided to do that. I tried several different methods to see how to add a lateral braid after the fact. And the way that I ended up doing it is by taking a section of thread and sewing it. And what I'm doing is going, let's see if you can see this, into, so the knit and the purl of the rib, I'm going into the middle of the knit and out through the middle of the purl. Pulling that all the way through, and then with the crochet hook, looping that over. Let's see, I'll try show again. And so you're just going to alternate. So if you're just basically going right back in where you came out. Now I'm going into the purl and up through the middle of the knit. A little fussy, but it does make a pretty detail. Okay, so pull that tight. And then pull that through. And now my lateral braid is done. And I actually think it looks really nice. I think it adds a nice detail to that section of the sweater that sort of mimics the lateral braid coming up here and going back down there. I might pin this and steam it out a little bit here and here, but otherwise I think that is a fine detail. And that sweater I'm going to call done. I'm going to go make up my double buttons and get some photos.